my eyes were really opened when I first ran for office during COVID, during the 2020 election. But now that I look back, I mean, these types of lies have probably been told for a hell of a lot longer than that. Certainly, there's something about Trump. There's something about that guy that just makes these people expose themselves. But the truth is, these people in the media have probably been lying to us for a hell of a lot longer, man. It's absolutely crazy. Do you ever
Unquestionably, they've been lying to you. And unfortunately, too many people, I think coronavirus is when so many people, the scales fell away from their eyes. I mean, they
Yeah.
had an up-to-date ticker of death tally. Are you serious?
Oh my
Like, that's
God.
not possible. It's not mathematically possible that you could do that, get that information that quickly. And people had two options after that. They could do what you and your audience did, and that is have a healthy amount of skepticism and actually do research on the information that you're presented. Don't just take it at face value. And then a lot of other people, unfortunately, said, well, you were lying to me about that. I'm going to presume that everything that you said is always a lie, which is why you have enormous uptick in people that are just saying that there's a flat earth or all these conspiracy theories. And that, as a result, because they're lumped in with people who are skeptical, it discredits the entire movement of being skeptical. And why would you ever question the science? Now, the best part is, I think, after this most recent election, is that there will not be the whirlwinds to reap of the Trump derangement syndrome to the CNNs and the MSNBCs. I think they were so exposed by COVID that as a result, people aren't going to come back to them in mass like they did in 2017 and 2018. And they're not going to be able to say Russia, Russia, Russia anymore. And that, to me, my big prediction for next year is that I think MSNBC probably is in the running, is in leader in the clubhouse in this one. I think we will see the effort to get the audience to come back, that they will openly say, we're using artificial intelligence. The AI is going to write all of our pieces. It'll be nonpartisan, but we
Mm.
know that that's not true. And then, in fact, we're not going to have on-air talent. We'll just put the AI generated image of the person who we don't have to pay, who can just be a correspondent or a
Oh,
reader for 24 hours a day without having to take a bathroom break. And we saw that with the way that they did it with Ukraine. The government of Ukraine put out this African American looking British accented woman who was a spokesperson, but it was all AI and it was supposed to put forth an air of legitimacy. I think we'll probably see that this year. That's how good it's gotten. It's terrifying.
that is something that I had not even considered. That yeah, and MSNBC has a financial incentive to do it because they're on the ropes big time. Comcast is trying to sell them off. And it looks like a lot of their on-air talent will probably get the axe. And if that happens, how do you preserve the brand without it going under? I mean, I think, Steve, I think you're going to see in the next couple of months, as tumultuous as they'll be. And I think when I say tumultuous, I mean, we've been watching drones for the better part of 2 weeks off the East Coast. And so now in some have been spotted in Pennsylvania. There was an Air Force base shutdown in Ohio. They're on the West Coast now as well. And our government continues to say, I don't know what they are. And they released a statement today saying that they're lawfully operated drones. I mean, I'm sorry, Steve, but the lack of transparency is really galling to me. And if it was a training mission and we knew what it was, or it was a company testing new technology, then just say that. It's a company testing new technology. That's all you need to know. Or it's a defense contractor testing this, it's secret. We don't, I mean, just say this is a test. But they're not doing that, Steve. And the fact that they're not doing that leads me to believe that there's something greater going on here that they're not telling us. And when you look at the story of Clarissa Ward out there with an Assad torturer pretending like he's been in prison for a week, and all the other lies that the media and our government officials have told us, by the way, Democrats and Republicans, why the hell shouldn't we believe that there's something sinister going on in New Jersey?
I agree with you. And I was talking to a buddy of mine, George Hill. He is U.S. Marines, U.S. Navy, NSA, FBI, intelligence analyst. He's got 3 to 4 decades of this. A real serious guy, not prone to tinfoil hat conspiracy theories, and actually has private industry experience in the unmanned aircraft space. And he was sort of poking holes in all the different theories out there. And then he brought up the one that he said, I can't say if it's true or not. I just can't find any holes to poke into it. And it also ties back to coronavirus. You remember the theory of a a virus escaping from a lab.
Yes.
What about sentient AI escaping the grasp of the US government and they don't know how to ring it back in at this point? And when he
Well,
said
holy
that,
shit,
Skynet
Steve. Jeez,
self-aware.
this is see, you've got to be a recurring guest on this show because this is stuff that I didn't even consider. The AI projections of news anchors, that honestly, that makes a lot of sense. I could see that happening, especially when it saves people money, you know? But sentient AI, I mean, you've heard Elon Musk banging the drum on this for the better part of a year, that people don't realize how dangerous this technology is. And it progresses in its intelligence unbelievably fast, almost compounding on itself day after day after day. And the minute that it's unshackled, then what?
And I think it would answer the response we've gotten from our spokespeople at the government, where they've been very coy with their language and they're saying things like, well, we're not concerned about it, but it's not ours. Well, that's illogical. I think that they are responding in a way that they don't know. They're scrambling, which is what we got from the lab leak in Wuhan. It's the
So
exact same
what
MO.
the hell do you do if it's I mean, seriously, I mean, you're going down a path here, but what do you do if it's sentient AI and what the hell are they flying around for?
I mean, I'm out of my depth on it as well. I mean, I think they're
It's like,
probably concerned about trying to be adversarial in it. I mean, they probably do remember war games, and you know, the only way to win is not to play. Do you go kinetic against these sorts of things? I don't know. I really, but when George presented that to me, I had this sort of similar reaction, and he was very sober about it. And again, he's not saying that definitively this is it, but it is one of the theories that's out there that he is, with his wealth of experience, was unable to poke a very obvious hole in and say, no, that doesn't hold water.